Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards, and in this video we'll look at the best inserts that Topps has released over the last few years. When I say inserts, I'm thinking of the Downtowns, the Kabooms that Panini produces. Topps has been trying to fill that gap in the baseball card products, and they've released some really great inserts over the last few years, particularly in the Bowman products and the Topps flagship products I'll go over in this video. But I want to show the 10 best of these inserts that I think have the most potential for having value in the long run. They have not quite caught on yet like we have seen with those Downtowns and those Kabooms, but I think these 10 have a chance. I will note there's significantly more than 10 that have been introduced, and you might like the Let's Go insert from Topps Chrome, or you might like this insert from this set. If you would like to see me do an entire video on every insert that has been released by Topps in 2025, I can do that. A very long video like I did with my Ohtani video a few weeks ago. Let me know. But without further ado, let's jump into this. The very first thing, the rules, no parallels. These cards can have parallels, but I don't want to say parallels of base cards are in this video. That's not the case. And it can't be super common. When we want these cards to have long-term value, we can't have the base version, not the numbered parallels of that base, but the base version be super common. On top of that, it can't be from like a random, not really available set to the general public, like the Dynamic Duels or the Cactus Jack set or the Tokyo World Series set or the Bob Ross set. Those are kind of all online or in various locations, and it needs to be similar to a case hit. So very first, and this is not an order of what I think is going to be the worst to best, these are just the 10 sets that I think have the best opportunity, is the Bowman Baseball anime set. So when I say Bowman Baseball, it is from the Bowman Baseball set. I'm going to tell you what sets these are in as of now, but there's always a chance it expands to other Bowman products, but a lot of these live in Bowman. Bowman's becoming really, really good. I like their rookie Chrome cards better than the Topps Chrome cards at this point because the parallel rainbows are smaller, as an example. But either way, here we have Bowman Baseball anime. The anime set I think is going to be popular. I think that the Ohtani, there's a kanji version that's very rare from 2025, went for like 50 grand, and we can actually see Ohtani's anime version tonight, like the Juan Soto, is on auction right now on Fanatics Live, and it's actually almost at 10 grand, and there's still time left. So pretty cool to see. But Bowman Baseball, the anime cards, they're pretty awesome. It's just the like anime, like the cartoon, and people like them on the old Bowman designs. Next up is Topps Chrome Sapphire. Inside of that set, you have the Sapphire Selections insert set. We have base cards that are pretty rare, and then we have parallels from those base cards. Here's a 1/1 of Andy Pages. But we also have autographs in this particular set. So we have here Ohtani. Pretty cool to see the Sapphire Selections. I was not a fan of them at first. I've come around on them. Will they have major value? I'm like the least confident on this set, but I wanted to have 10, so that's why this is here. But still, Sapphire Selections is good looking. People like it, and people collect it. Next up, we have Bowman Baseball Crystallized. The set is Bowman Baseball, and inside that set, the insert is crystallized. These are mainly prospects and rookies right now, and these pictures do not do these cards justice. They're beautiful. These are the base cards for all of them. Here we have James Wood, Roki Sasaki. We also have Jack Caglione right here and Dylan Cruz. But these cards have parallels. They shine. The diamonds on the card like refract a little bit. They look really great. So this is a really good insert. I'm a big fan of just focusing on the imagery with the logo and the rookie cup versus having a bunch of designs with the names. I think the template being left off for the names is really great. So Bowman Crystallized, these are starting to go for a lot, and I think they'll eventually introduce veterans just because that's what they did with the Bowman Spotlight that we'll talk about in a moment, a different set. They did the same thing where it was just prospects, people loved it. Then they actually introduced veterans to that checklist. I think Crystallized will follow that precedent just because it is a really good looking product. Next up is Topps Series 2. We have the All Kings inserts. These are not in Topps Series 1. That is the All Aces, which we'll talk about in a moment. But in Topps Series 2, we have All Kings. These are based off of playing cards. It looks weird, and I took screenshots because the corners around it is because they're designed to be playing cards. These are big in basketball. I think LeBron James won for like 5 grand, just barely. And the Ohtani goes for a lot in this particular set, which isn't super surprising. But these are multi-$100 cards, and I'm actually a really big fan of the All Kings insert. I don't know how they're going to keep making them year after year, but I'm sure they'll figure it out because that's the whole Kaboom and the downtown aspect where it's the same every year, just slightly changed. But these are cool. These are introduced the last few years, and they've been very popular. Next up is the Topps Series 1 All Aces. Here is the Ohtani, very expensive card, Satchel Paige, Paul Skeens. You get the idea, focusing on pitchers. And just like the All Kings, they're very sought after, very rare. They actually had these a couple years ago, the All Aces. They were not that rare. They're still really cool cards. They look more like playing cards where it's like a white playing card versus like the black design here. But those cards were a lot more common. They made them case hit super short prints later on for this particular year. Next up is Bowman Baseball, Bowman Chrome, and Bowman Draft Spotlight. So this is the Spotlight set. You have the base card here. We have the out of 5 and the 1 of 1. I believe those are the only parallels currently. Bowman Spotlight, it was introduced a few years back, I think in 2023, and they were not super short prints. They were very common. People liked them. They said this should be a short print, so Topps listened and made them a short print. And so we used to have just the prospects and the rookies, but they introduced veterans this particular year. So be aware of what product, if you're trying to pull one of these that you're opening, because not all of them have veterans. Some of them don't have all the good players, obviously. But it's pretty cool to see how Topps listened. Like this Ohtani is him hitting the game-tying home run against the Padres in the NLDS in 2024. So like just cool imagery like that, focusing just on the player again, no nameplate on the bottom, just the imagery, which I'm a big fan of. Next up is something more niche and unique, but I love it. I love these cards. I have not purchased one. I don't know if I will, but I really like them. It's the Bowman Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. These are from Bowman Chrome set, and it used to again just be the prospects, but now they have veterans as well. Like you can see with this Marinated Ken holding a fish as he hits a home run, which is pretty cool. And then the Whiz Kid Bryce with the Philly cheesesteak hitting a home run. But we also do have autographs right now of the prospects and rookies. And the cool thing about them is they have like the same design like this Jackhammer. I don't know if Jack Caglione actually has one, but I believe they're numbered to 10 or less. But with those cards, you have the autograph, and then he would have written Jackhammer underneath himself, which is cool. So they actually have kind of added the nickname themselves, which makes it more unique. I'm a big fan of the Garbage Pail Kids. They're not grotesque, which I like. Some are a little bit more than others, but they're more focused on the fun art aspect of Garbage Pail Kids with the iconic aspect of the particular player or the team they play for. So I think it's a cool throwback to those that collected these, and I think it was a fun, good design from Topps. Home Field Advantage. These are in Topps Series 1, Series 2, and Update. We also have Topps Chrome and Topps Chrome Update, Home Field Advantage. I just put Topps Chrome. I like the Chrome updated Home Field Advantages better than the base. The base are pretty cool. Those were kind of designed as the knockoff Downtowns, but these are now being produced in basketball. They aren't quite picking up like Downtowns, I don't think. I haven't really paid attention to the sold prices, but either way, these are pretty cool. So it shows 2 images of the player, and then it shows aspects of the city where they play. So we can see everything here in Toronto, everything here in Seattle, everything here in LA that's iconic that, you know, you want to put on that particular card. So these are now being produced year over year. These actually have been going back, I think, to like 2022 or 2023, but they're pretty cool cards. So Home Field Advantage, the Chrome aspect is cool. Once they release parallels, reds, golds, whenever that is inevitably, those are going to have a lot of value. There already may be a superfractor right now. I think there is. So if they just do like the basic colors, a gold, a black, an orange, a red, like the 50 or less on top of these, I think that's when these could really pick up and kick off and go for really big prices. After that are hidden gems. These are interesting because there's not a particular set I can point you to. If you want to try to pull one of these, good luck. They're extremely, extremely rare, and they are in random sets. That's why they're called hidden gems. So you could be opening up a Topps Heritage, and inside of Topps Heritage, you get a Topps Chrome Hidden Gems card, which I think is cooler. Topps Series 1, maybe Topps Archives, maybe Allen and Ginter. I don't know what sets exactly, but they're all over the place. They're really rare, and they recently introduced numbered cards, as you can see from this Julio and this Griffey over here. I think these look even better than the previous years of Hidden Gems. This is 2024, this is 2025 on the right, with these 2 on the right are 2025, the 2 on the left are 2024, but I think they look great, and I love what they did with the actual name of Hidden Gems. So these may go crazy one day. These are in other sports like soccer and UFC and whatever sports Topps has and produces cards for. Marvel has them, but they're just inserted randomly in non-Topps Chrome products, which I think is really fun. And honestly, if they ever do go crazy, they could go nuts because they're very rare. Next is Diamond Icons. This is the liquid silver and the liquid gold. I feel kind of bad putting this one on here because Diamond Icons is like a multi-$1,000 box of cards, but these cards are really cool. So over here on the left, we have Yamamoto's rookie, Juan Soto with the 1 year played for the Yankees. These are non-numbered, but they're very, very rare, and they have some of the coolest designs you'll ever see on a card. Go watch a video of those if you ever would like to see them, but they're designed just like refract really well and create crazy designs. And they only have one parallel, which is the liquid gold 1 of 1, like the Skeens and the Ellie right here. These cards I think are going to have a long runway for value, and because of that, I think they should be noted, even though it is the most high-end brand and nobody really has access to those, including myself. These can be found on the secondary market, and they're going for really good prices, but they're cool cards if you can ever find one of the guy that you collect and care about. So those are my 10 different insert sets I think have potential value. Let me know if there's any I did not include. There's so many I could have included. I like these 10 personally. Let me know what you like, what you're targeting. If you'd like to see me do a full video on every insert in 2025, let me know as well. That's a daunting task. I'm happy to do it if you would watch it. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.